Welcome to William Mitchell State Park. William Mitchell State Park in Cadillac is popular for camping, fishing, boating, and there's no wonder. It's surrounded by two lakes. There's Mitchell Lake and Cadillac Lake. And what's really unique about it is that there is a canal that was built back in the lumbering days so that they could float logs from one lake to the other and get them to the lumber mill. And that canal still exists, and it connects the two lakes. It runs right along the campground, so people can dock their boats right there if they're camping and tie them up, so that's kind of cool. And it also provides a walkway now along the canal that allows you to get from the campground to the day use area. This is one of those parks where the campground and the day use area are in two different locations, and they're actually across M115 from each other. M115 is one of the main state highways that runs through the town of Cadillac, and it's pretty busy, and you're going to get some road noise from it in the campground, so be aware of that. But because of the canal and the walkway, you can get between the day use area and the campground with very little effort in terms of having to deal with any kind of traffic. If you want to drive to the day use area, you're going to have to pull out onto M115 and get across the road. But walking or taking your boat through the canal, no issues with traffic there at all. Originally called Cadillac State Park, it was one of the first 25 in the system for the state of Michigan. It was dedicated in either 1919 or 1920. It depends on which source you look at. But either way, it was an early one. It is about 334 acres now, and it is named for William Mitchell, who was a lumber baron in the area, and is the nephew of George Mitchell, who was one of the founders of the city of Cadillac. Hence, that's why we have Cadillac Lake and Mitchell Lake. There are about 220 campsites in the campground, and there's not a lot of privacy, but like I said, it's a really popular place. People like coming here. They like coming here for the boating and the fishing and hanging out together. So I think especially if you have friends and folks that you want to hang out with, get a group together and get some sites together. Like I said, there's not a lot of privacy, so there's some that are almost set up like little quadrant type campgrounds or campsites. Some are now upgraded to 50 amp. There's a few that are ADA accessible, so they're very level and they are paved. And there are mosquitoes here. It just rained last night and this morning, so you're going to see me swatting at mosquitoes occasionally. But you are up in northern Michigan, and you are going to have mosquitoes to deal with, especially when you're near lakes like this and you've got some woods. Right across from the campground, in fact, is a heritage nature trail. It's about 2.5 miles. I was going to try and get some footage in there, and I tried last night after one of the rainstorms had ended, and I was a little afraid of having to give too much blood walking through that trail. And I looked again this morning, and the mosquitoes are still swarming pretty good. So I think we're going to bypass that for now. I think I got in about 100 yards last night, and I have just a little bit of footage of that. But it's a really nice flat trail. It's wood chipped, so it's supposed to be a really nice spot to go and wander around. There's some boardwalks in there, and it's right behind the Carl Johnson Hunting and Fishing Center, which is what's behind me right here. And that's across a small road from the campground. And it's sort of a mix between a museum and a educational center. The Hunting and Fishing Center is really nice inside. They have a friendly staff, and you should check it out if you're here. They cater to the campers because they're right across the road, but they pull in people from all over the state for their various outdoor classes, hunting and fishing classes. They run stuff all through the summer. There are kind of daily programs for people to learn more about the outdoors and wildlife. And then they also do things like deer hunting classes, hunter safety classes, different things so people can learn about if they're going to go bear hunting. There's just all kinds of things you need to know, not just to be safe, but also because the various laws and rules change periodically. So they need to be able to provide classes for folks to keep up with that. They also work with school groups that help them learn more about wildlife and about northern Michigan and how to do the right thing in nature and enjoy everything. So I would definitely check it out if you're here, either camping at the state park or just happen to be in the area. Stop by. Like I said, it's an educational center, but it's also a little museum. It's got some taxidermy animals in there that show you what wildlife is like here in northern Michigan. And they've also got an area on fishing to show you what's available in the Great Lakes and the inland lakes. Cadillac is in an area of northern Michigan that as soon as you get outside the city limits, you're going to be in kind of a more wild area. So you've got a lot of wildlife in the area. It's well known for hunting and fishing, no matter where you're at around here. The campground and the park are open year round. So depending on what you like to do as a sportsman or an angler, or maybe you like getting out on the trails, you can do that year round here at Mitchell State Park. Despite being in northern Michigan, I would not consider this necessarily a serene area that you might think you would find up in northern Michigan. We are right outside the city of Cadillac. We're along M115 at this campground, but people really like this park. It's a popular campground. It's popular for boating, fishing. There's a beach on Lake Mitchell. There's a beach on Lake Cadillac, which means that you have a beach at the campground and you have a beach at the day use area. This could be a really fun place to hang out with friends and family and make a weekend of it. So, it depends what you like to do. If you're heading to northern Michigan and you're trying to get away from everybody, I don't think Mitchell State Park is for you. But if you want to get together with a group and have some fun and get out on a boat or get out and do some other water activities that you might be able to do, or just staying around and do some fishing, this would be a good place to check out. So get some friends together, grab your family, keep on trekking, and we'll see you out there.